You've seen it before. Two people go through the same thing, the same loss, the same rejection, the same collapse of something they'd built their lives around. One of them is back on their feet in months. Quieter maybe, different, but moving again, building something, present in their own life. The other is still in it years later, not because they're weaker, not because they care more, not because the pain was somehow bigger for them than it was for the other person. So what's the difference? Because it isn't willpower, and it isn't time, not exactly. And it almost certainly isn't that one person felt less than the other. The difference is something quieter than any of those things. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The first thing worth understanding is that recovery was never a single thing. We talk about it like it has a shape, like there's a road that starts at the pain and ends somewhere called healed, and the only variable is how fast you walk it. But that's not how it works. Recovery is less like a road and more like a river finding its way through new terrain. It doesn't move in a straight line. It pulls in some places. It accelerates in others. It finds gaps you didn't expect and gets stuck in corners you didn't see coming. And the speed at which it moves has almost everything to do with the landscape it's moving through. That landscape is what's different between the two people. The first difference is one of the least comfortable to talk about, the relationship each person has with their own pain. Some people, often without realizing it, have learned to treat their pain as an identity, not consciously, not as a choice they'd endorse if they examined it, but pain, when it arrives, can quietly become the most interesting thing about you. The thing that explains everything. The reason things are the way they are. And that's not a character flaw. It makes complete sense. Pain is real, and when something real and heavy lands on you, it naturally becomes the center of gravity. But there's a difference between pain that you carry and pain that carries you. The people who recover faster aren't the ones who feel less. They're the ones who, at some point, consciously or not, stop letting the pain be the only true thing about them, who hold it alongside other things, who let it be part of the story without letting it become the whole story. That's not denial. That's not toxic positivity. That's just the difference between a wound being part of your body and a wound being all of your body. The second difference is about meaning. Human beings are meaning-making creatures. We don't just experience things, we interpret them. We build a story around what happened, and that story shapes what happens next. Two people can go through the same loss and build completely different stories around it. One person's story goes something like, "This happened because of something I am, because I'm not enough or not lovable, or not the kind of person things work out for." The loss becomes evidence, and evidence is hard to argue with because you're not making it up. Something really did happen. The pain is real. The story just explains it in a way that closes doors. The other person's story is harder to arrive at and takes longer and often requires help. But it goes something like, "This happened. It was painful. It changed things, and it doesn't mean what I thought it meant about me." That story leaves doors open. Psychologists call this reframing, and it sounds simple when you say it out loud. But in practice, it's one of the most difficult things a human being can do, because the first story, the one that closes doors, often feels more honest in the immediate aftermath of pain. It feels like facing facts, like being realistic. The second story feels, at first, like lying to yourself. But it's not. It's just a larger frame, one that holds the pain and also holds the possibility of something after it. The third difference is the one most people underestimate. Who's in the room? Recovery doesn't happen in isolation as much as we'd like to think it does. The people who move through pain faster almost always have at least one person, sometimes just one, who holds the thread of who they are when they can't hold it themselves. Not someone who fixes it, not someone who tells them they'll be fine, just someone who doesn't flinch, who can sit in the room with the pain without needing it to hurry up and resolve itself, who reflects back something true about who you are that the pain is temporarily making invisible to you. The absence of that person, or the belief that you shouldn't need them, that needing them is weakness, is one of the quietest reasons recovery stalls. We are not built to process the hardest things alone. That's not a design flaw, that's just what being human is. The fourth difference is harder to name, but you've probably felt it: the willingness to be somewhere in the middle of things. Most of us, when we're in pain, want one of two things. We want it to be over, or we want to understand it completely right now so that we can make sense of what happened and know what it means. Both of those impulses make complete sense, and both of them, when they become the only mode, actually slow things down. Because recovery almost never reveals itself all at once. It happens in the middle. In the ordinary days that don't feel like progress, but are. In the morning, you wake up and the first thought isn't the thing that hurt you. And then, the next morning, it is again. In the slow, non-linear, deeply uncinematic process of a life reorganizing itself around something that changed it. The people who recover faster have, often by necessity, often without framing it this way, learned to be in the middle of things without needing the middle to be the end. They can be uncertain and still make dinner, unresolved and still show up, not yet healed and still present enough to laugh at something. Not because they're forcing it, because they've stopped waiting for the resolution before they let themselves be alive. So why do some people recover faster from the same pain? Not because they're stronger, not because they felt less, not because they were luckier in what happened to them. Because somewhere in their life, by practice or necessity or the grace of having the right people nearby, they learned a handful of things that most of us were never explicitly taught. That pain doesn't have to become identity. That the story you build around what happened is a choice, even when it doesn't feel like one. That needing someone in the room isn't weakness, it's just honest. And that the middle of recovery is still your life, not a waiting room outside of it. You don't have to recover faster than you're recovering, but you might be able to make the landscape a little more passable.